welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the maritime safety, security, and environmental protection. Today, we're going to discuss the requirements of ship under marpol Annex 6. This regulation is vital for controlling air pollution from ships, and in this video, we'll break down its key components, its impact on the shipping industry, and on the environment. Let's get started. Air pollution from ships is a significant contributor to climate change and respiratory health issue. Marpol Annex 6 addresses this challenge by imposing strict limits of sulfur oxide, nitrogen oxide, particulate matter emissions. These regulations have been instrumental in reducing the industry's environmental footprint. The International Maritime Organization, or IMO, is the United Nations agency responsible for regulating shipping. One of its key conventions is MARPOL, the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships. Is divided into 6 annexes. Each addresses a different type of pollution. Annex 6 specifically deals with air pollution from ships, adopted in 1997 and entering into force in 2005. Its primary goal is to reduce the emission of harmful air pollution. ECA are designated area where stricter controls are in place to minimize airborne emission from ships. Currently, there are 5 established ECA. One is the Baltic Sea. This was the first ECA that entered into force on May 19, 2005, focusing on reducing sulfur oxide emission for nitrogen oxide. It entered into force in January 20, 2019. The North Sea, similar to Baltic Sea, it aims to control sulfur oxide emission, entered into force on November 22, 2006. For nitrogen oxide, it entered into force in January 1, 2019. The North America ECA converts the coastal areas for United States and Canada, regulating both SOx, NOx, and particulate matter emission. It entered into force on August 1, 2011. For the Caribbean Sea, this covers Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. In particulate matter, it entered into force in January 1, 2013. 5. The Mediterranean Sea. The most recent edition, the Mediterranean Sea, entered into force in May 1, 2024 and is scheduled to come into effect on May 1, 2025. This ECA regulates SOx emission with the sulfur content in fuel limited to 0.10% mass per mass. This move is expected to significantly improve air quality and regulates health risk in the densely populated coastal regions around the Mediterranean. In this ECA, the sulfur content of fuel oil used on board ships is limited to 0.1 mass per mass compared to the global limit of 0.5 mass per mass. Ships operating in ECA must also comply with more strict NOx emission standards, especially for the new engines which are subject to Tier 3 requirements. The implementation of MARPOL Annex 6 and the establishment of ECAs have led to tangible improvement in air quality. Reduced emission of sulfur oxide have been contributed to a decline in acid rain, while efforts to curb nitrogen oxide have mitigated respiratory health issues. However, challenges remain. In the shipping industry is undergoing a transformative shift towards sustainability beyond emission controls. There's growing emphasis on energy-efficient ship hull design, propeller optimization, and advanced monitoring. Systems are being employed to reduce fuel consumption. The transition of cleaner fuel is another critical aspect of the industry. Liquefied natural gas, LNG, has emerged as a viable alternative to heavy fuel oil, offering significant reduction of sulfur oxide and particulate matter emissions. However, concerns about methane slip and overall carbon footprint of LNG production require careful consideration of ultimate goal is to achieve zero emission shipping. While this may seem ambitious, Advancement of battery technology and hydrogen fuel cells offer promising pathway. However, significant investment in infrastructure and research are needed to make these technologies commercially viable. The benefits of a cleaner maritime industry extend beyond environment protection, improved air quality in port, cities, and coastal regions, leads to better public health outcomes and enhanced quality of life residents. So, that's all for Annex 6. Thank you for listening and goodbye.